Hello, welcome to Red's TV again. All the banners, racing stickers, and all the stuff you see, I am not sponsored by. Today we're going to be putting front brakes on Dodge Durango and replacing the front brake lines. So let's get started. Get the lug nuts off. Luckily, I've already had these lug nuts broke loose a long time ago. Somebody from Firestone ooged them on there really hard, and I got about 16 hours of getting lug nuts off, heating, doing all kinds of stuff. One on the back, I accidentally had to drill off and take a torch on one lug nut. But they're really pain in the butt. They're apparently got a recall on all these lug nuts. Then you gotta buy the real kind. Don't ever buy the kind that comes with the caps that slide over them. That's what these had on them from the factory, and that's the worstest lug nuts you can mess with. I always put all mine in a coffee can. They play off with this stuff. Build up. I want to put some oil on my air gun. This is ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous. I'm putting every cheese on there. Oh yeah. Still got this cap on. Yeah, see? That's ridiculous. There you go, little hammer. Yeah, these are the problems with these caps. Exactly what I'm talking about. These lug nuts are junk. That's the cap that goes over. Now you gotta get a smaller socket and put on. Imagine being on the side of the road and this happened. This is a 3/4 19 is about the same. So actually that goes to an 18 millimeter. Put some fluid in it. exactly what I'm talking about. These things are junk. I mean junk. See? Stupid. And I already had them broke loose. So truthfully, everything on this thing is going to have to be, make sure it's got the real lug nuts on it. Like this. The lug nuts, they like $2 to $3 a piece, depending, some of them's even more. Yeah, it's got some of the caps left. Couple good lug nuts. Oh yeah. Ridiculous. And they're just now realizing this after how many years of putting these on here, because these things go way back from the 80s from them doing this. But anyway, let's get the wheel off. I don't think the wheel's off for a while. Dang. I'm going to get on the back and kick it off. Ridiculous. Grab a hold of something. Man, what's that unplugged to? Oh. Yeah, something unplugged down here. I don't know what that goes to. I swear. That's ridiculous. Aluminum rims are corroded through the metal. Hey. Probably gonna get a hammer and a board. Beat on the board. Don't ever want to hit the metal. On the back. It's ridiculous. Imagine being on the side of the road and this happens. There. Imagine being on the side of the road trying to change your flap. Yeah, right here, I'm going to put some never seeds on here. They get corroded around this rotor. And the Durango. Comes from the factory, no grease fittings, imagine that. So, we'll turn the wheel. Something like that. We'll make sure that bleeder, which the bleeder's already been broke loose. We'll see here. I'm gonna squirt all these bolts. I'm gonna take loose. That's kind of rusted. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They crowed right around here. So we're going to have to clean all this off, put more never seeds on here, and they're going to have to get the right lug nuts to go on this thing. This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to move this camera and get a better view. Okay, we're going to take this and try to press the caliper a little bit so it's easier to come off. Hopefully the caliper ain't locked up. Gotta be careful not to break it. Yeah, I want to get this off, make sure the caliper's freed up. There, it's starting to go in. First, we're gonna break the brake line up here loose. It's got a holder on it, 13 millimeter. Hopefully it don't break either, as rusty as this thing is. There it is. Get the penetrating oil. Get up behind here. That'll be fun. Snap that bolt off. You're definitely gonna never see that on the way back in. Oh man. There it goes. Penetrating oil is your best friend. Best friend. She's a little rusty. Okay. I'm gonna pop these little clips off here that go to the ABS. And are actually attached to the brake line, because we're changing the brake line too. It's kind of rusty, as you can tell. I mean, this thing had a problem blowing all the brake lines. They already replaced most of the metal lines on it. You start fixing one brake line and one rusted stuff, it keeps blowing and blowing and blowing. And like I say, 8,000 pound vehicle, it is not safe to have rusted brake lines. That ain't so bad there. Well, you want to get the, I've already had these broke loose. You should actually use a line wrench, but I had to do the flares and the everything because you can't buy. Been no rallies a bunch of times. Try and get the right fittings for these, and you gotta basically go to the dealer. And there ain't no actually Dodge dealerships around here no more. Dodge got rid of most of their dealerships. There's only a few selected left, just like GM. That's a 15 millimeter. I'm just gonna get it broke loose. That way I know I got it. Hit the knuckle. Yeah, see if fluid pouring out. Might be a 19, but that's a 15. It's a little rusted. T47 Torx bit. Takes that off. I better get a little extension so they don't bend the line. Make it better to bust the knuckle. So you can tell though, the rubber's mounts are rusted off of it. It needs washed under here. Try to protect it. Thank God it. How you doing, Hopewell? My dog Hopewell. I usually, only time she's on chains when she's got the front gate open and go run around. She's like sitting on the porch checking people out. Ain't too many people come down through here, but when they do. Okay, I guess we're gonna finish taking these off. And you wanna clean all this so the brake pads slide and never seize the threads. Because your brake shoes your brake pads have to slide back and forth. So you can tell it's been setting for a while. And you want to buy good Torx bits too. You buy them cheapos, boy, they'll snap. And you have to go back and return it. But I got the cheapos and some good ones. Just luckily I got a pretty nice one for the T47. I think it's out. And screwdriver. Popped up. Well, that's nice. How rusted this is. So make sure your bolts are all the way out. I'm not all the way out yet. Pretty long threads. Now you can actually get in there and push the caliper back a little bit. That must chip brake shoe, but you can get a C-clamp. You want to pop the cap on the master cylinder. And if it's kind of full of fluid, you gotta watch it, make sure it don't shoot fluid everywhere all over. But it's loose enough to get off now. Truthfully, you don't want the brake line to be hanging on the caliper's weight. You can tell these things are rusty. I mean, look at that. We'll push the caliper back in a minute. I want to scrape the gunk off. Like I said, this is from driving these things in the salt up here, and I guess we're called the Rust Belt, part of Rust Belt state. But they got drive-through car washes where they do undercarriages and all kinds of stuff. I want to get this little clip off here. I'm gonna have to get a little water brush and clean it, but as you can tell, that's the main reason we're replacing the brake shoes. Look at that. The best kind of brake shoes get is the kind that's pop riveted on. These glue-on pads, that's what the problem is. And some vehicles, like my truck, you're hauling something really, really heavy, like a Bobcat trailer, and not running no trailer brake. I mean, hell, them bonded pads, you'll slam on the brakes and it'll rip the bond right off. I mean, well, what can you do? Back in the day, you relined your brake shoes. You drilled the pop rivets out, put lining on them, and reused the metal part. And then they got cheaper as it come in time just to replace the brake shoes. Some have cores, some don't. But I mean, them things, if they were a core, you know, they would be scrap anyhow. Well, I'm sure some China company would try to sandblast them and reuse them. Probably American too, who knows. But anyway, what we're gonna do is get a tool, push caliber in, make sure this caliber is gonna push back in before we go any farther. So, hold on a minute. Also, you know, Raleigh front brake disc pads here. One to be side goes in the caliber and one to be on the outside. If you notice, it don't have the piece that goes across it. I have to check that out. I don't know why. But you always want to match your pads up. I don't know why. Might have to get a new clip. And that clip flew off somewhere. I'll check for it. But anyway, you want to match your pads up. This will be the back side. Even side. Even though they're in the same box they hand them to you, you won't bleed. And you always want to take this, the disc brake quiet, and spray on the back of the pads. It'll help it from squeaking. A lot of pads, metallic pads, and all that stuff. Best to get ceramic. I really don't even know what kind of. I think these are semi-metallic, so you can take a semi-metallic pad and put brand new brakes on it and leave it sit out there and no rust. Them things will squeak. We're not turning the rotors today because people ain't got the money to turn the rotors or buy new rotors, and the rotors ain't that bad. And like I said, I'm just trying to help somebody get down the road. And I want to buy some more of this. But yeah, if you look, this is what the deal is here. I'm probably going to have to make another video on this. I know it's going to take that long. It's going to need some cleaning up and stuff. Brake pads. Old brake pads. I need to find that clip that flew off. I'm going to try to find that. If you can tell, the place is all moisturized from the dampness. And there's my dog. Get off the dirty floor. Oh my gosh. But here's the brake lines for my rallies. Want to find out which side's the left side and which side's the right side. Match them up. But I will be making another video for part 2. My memory on my phone probably might cut off and I don't want to mess up the video. So please like and subscribe to my channel. Check it out. You can support me. Thank you.